Everyone thinks Bruce Lee's combinations were the fastest because his hands were like lightning. But that's not the real secret. The legend is that film cameras at the time, shooting at 24 frames per second, literally couldn't capture his movements. And while it's true that his speed often appeared as just a blur on film, the truth is, his speed came from a Jeet Kune Do principle that made it almost impossible for his opponents to counter, no matter how fast they were. It's not about moving faster, it's about thinking differently. And today, I'm going to show you that one principle and how it will completely change the way you see speed in a fight. When we see footage of Bruce Lee, what we're watching is a blur of motion. Flurries of punches that even professional fighters couldn't seem to track. Our first thought is that he was just born with superior genetics and fast-twitch muscle fibers. And while his physical conditioning was legendary, absolutely relentless, chasing his physical speed alone is a dead end. It's why so many martial artists train for years to get faster, only to find their attacks are still easily blocked. They spend hours on speed bags, practice punching with weights, and focus entirely on velocity. How fast their fist travels from point A to point B, this is what you might call performance speed, and it's only one piece of a much larger puzzle. Here's the problem: raw velocity doesn't matter if your opponent sees the attack coming. If you tense your shoulder, shift your weight, or flare your elbow before you punch, you are sending a telegram. You are announcing your intention. A pro fighter can read those signals in a split second and react. So how did Bruce Lee land combinations on fighters who were also incredibly fast? How did he bypass their defenses so completely? He did it by getting rid of the telegram. He operated on a level of efficiency that made his attacks nearly invisible. The secret wasn't just in the speed of the strike, but in the initiation of it. He focused on a principle that allowed him to strike without any of those preparatory movements that give you away. This is the first layer of the secret, the non-telegraphic punch. The name of Bruce Lee's art, Jeet Kune Do, translates to the way of the intercepting fist. This isn't just a cool name, it is the absolute core of his entire philosophy. The central idea is to intercept an opponent's attack, not by blocking and then countering, but by striking them during their attack, or even before it has fully started. Lee believed that for an opponent to attack, they must first move toward you. That movement, no matter how small, is your opportunity to intercept. But here is where the deeper secret lies. Interception isn't just physical. Bruce Lee taught that you can intercept an opponent's intention. You can read the subtle cues, a shift in their eyes, a tensing of the jaw, the start of a weight shift, and strike before their brain has even finished sending the command to their limbs. In one famous story, a student tried to throw a jab and Bruce intercepted it instantly, saying, "From your thought to your fist, how much time was lost?" This is where the non-telegraphic movement becomes so critical. To intercept intention, your own attack must be completely clean of it. It has to be, as Lee called it, economical. Jeet Kune Do is all about efficiency, minimizing movements and wasted energy. Think of it this way: the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Any winding up, chambering, or shifting of weight before a punch adds distance, and more importantly, it adds time. That wasted time is the telegraph. So the true secret to Bruce Lee's speed is a two-part system. First, the strategy is interception, hitting the opponent as they are getting ready to hit you. Second, the method that makes this possible is an absolute mastery of economy of motion, making sure your strikes have zero telegraph. You aren't trying to be faster than their block, you're striking them in the space between their thought and their action. To truly get how deep this philosophy went, you have to understand that Bruce Lee didn't just think of speed as one thing. His teachings and the system of Jeet Kune Do break it down into multiple types, and mastering all of them was key to making his combinations work. First is perceptual speed, the quickness of your eye. This is seeing an opening the instant it appears. Second is mental speed, your ability to decide what to do with that information. You see the opening and your mind immediately picks the right tool for the job. Third, and this is crucial, is initiation speed. This is what we've been talking about, launching an attack with maximum efficiency and no telegraphing. It's economy of motion in action. Fourth is performance speed, the one everyone obsesses over, how fast your limb actually travels through the air. Fifth is alteration speed. This is your ability to change your attack mid-motion. You might start a punch to the body, see your opponent drop their guard, and fluidly change it to a headshot. And finally, there's sensitivity speed. This is what you get from drills like Kai Sao or sticky hands. It's feeling an opening the moment you make contact, reacting to pressure without even needing to see it. When you look at Bruce Lee's combinations through this lens, you realize you're not just watching a fast puncher. You're watching a master who honed all of these attributes. His eyes saw the opening perceptual speed. His mind chose the attack mental speed. He launched it without warning initiation speed. It traveled with incredible velocity performance speed. And if the opponent somehow reacted, he could change it on the fly alteration speed. It It was a complete system that made him seem untouchable. So, how do you actually apply this? Let's break down the difference between a conventional combination and a Jeet Kune Do combination built on these ideas. A standard boxer might throw a jab cross. They throw the jab, pull it all the way back to their face, and then throw the cross, often with a visible hip and shoulder turn before the punch even starts. There are clear beats: punch, retract, punch. Each beat is another piece of information for the opponent. Now let's look at a JKD combination, like the straight lead into a back fist that Bruce Lee often used. The JKD practitioner stands in a more bladed stance with their lead hand already closer to the target, immediately shortening the distance. The first move is the straight lead. It isn't chambered from the hip or the chin, it launches directly from where it is. The power comes from an explosive push off the rear foot and a sharp hip rotation that happens with the punch, not before it. Crucially, the hand moves before the foot lands, driving the body's weight through the target. And here's the key to the combination speed. The straight lead doesn't fully retract. As the opponent reacts, the hand just flows into the next move. Instead of pulling all the way back, it might convert into a grabbing hand, pulling the opponent's block out of the way. As that happens, the same hand whips back as a back fist. The motion is fluid and continuous, like a snake striking twice. There's no break in the chain, no wasted movement. The second punch is often faster because it's riding the momentum of the first. How did Bruce Lee train for this? Legend has it he would practice his back fist by trying to extinguish a candle flame with the sheer speed of the strike, without ever touching the wick, a drill that forces pure acceleration. He also famously used isometric training, applying maximum force against an immovable object for 6-12 seconds. This built incredible tendon strength and the ability to generate explosive power from a dead stop, the very definition of a non-telegraphic strike. So the real secret to Bruce Lee's fastest combination was never just about moving fast. It was a revolutionary understanding of combat. It was about intercepting not just an opponent's fist, but their will to attack. It was about stripping away every single useless movement until all that was left was pure, direct, and brutally efficient expression. He achieved speed by chasing simplicity. As Bruce Lee himself said, absorb what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is essentially your own. The principle of interception powered by economy of motion is one of the most useful concepts any martial artist can absorb. It's a complete shift in mindset, from trying to outrace your opponent to arriving at the target before the race has even begun. What do you think is the most overlooked aspect of Bruce Lee's training? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more deep dives into the principles of the world's greatest martial artists, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Train smart, and I'll see you in the next video.